Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL Championship game!
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions!
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Vegas and Maples keeping himself coming near side. Can they hit him? No! He got in! Will he get it? Won the state championship!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt for Laurel Spartans three-peat.
And the Shannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Coming to you live from Neshannock High School, Mike Bubba Kirkwood Field for some high school baseball on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, a Class 1A Section 1 matchup, a neutral site game as the Rochester Rams travel to take on the Union Scotties. Tonight's broadcast of high school baseball on lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you in part by the Crane Room Grill, by Maley Chiropractic, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, by Pontius Insurance, by the Red Zone, by the Union Area Education Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Good evening, folks. From what was supposed to originally be a 4 o'clock game, then to a 7 o'clock, then to a 7:30, and now we'll be lucky to have first pitch by 8:30, but we're glad to have it underway here shortly on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Alongside Tim Continenza, I'm James Dotson, ready to get things underway with a pair of 4-0 teams in Section 1, a battle for first place. Rochester Rams 5-1 overall, the defending WPIAL champion Union Scotties at 4-2 overall on the season. But, you know, doesn't matter what the sport, doesn't matter what the scenario. Tim, when you got two rivals, Rochester and Union, feels like they've been doing it forever in all these sports, but classic baseball matchup, and couldn't ask for much of a better chance to be able to see these teams under the lights here tonight on the turf at Neshannock.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun watching this game here tonight develop, and as you mentioned, these young men know each other very well over the years in the different sports and the different opportunities, especially here on the diamond here tonight. And to see these two 4-0 teams get this early opportunity to face each other and kind of get a little dominance maybe early in the season, and see how really to test each other as they move forward. As you mentioned, Union defending WPIAL champions, and it will be really an opportunity for them to show their continued success that they have developed.
Oh, and, you know, with that team from a year ago, I mean, they made it to the championship 3 years in a row, 3 seasons in a row, I should say, around the COVID season as well. But the fact of the matter is, you know, you have a pitcher who throws a no-hitter in the championship game, especially in Class A baseball. The first question is, okay, what happens when said pitcher is gone? Well, Jake Vitale is gone, but Jake's brother Nick's still here in the middle of that lineup, the solid force behind the plate. And you had a pretty good number 2 last year in Tyler Staub, who's now the number 1, who already has a no-hitter to his credit on the season. And he had another game, the first game of the year against Avella, where he was perfect through 5 innings and had a no-hitter going into the 6th. So if you're getting on base against Tyler Staub, you're doing something right, Tim. But it's definitely going to be a big challenge tonight. Rochester, no offense to the Western Beaver and Avella opponents who Union has seen so far this year, but this is a very talented Rochester team all the way through the lineup. You have to have your A game 1 through 9 in this game.
Oh, there's no question about it. And when you have a player of Staub's caliber and experience and actually continuing to show his ability to throw strikes and get players out will be really a key part of the Scotties attack tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if Ethan Blair on the other side for Rochester can match them pitch for pitch here tonight and keep them in the game.
Oh, and you love seeing that. The two aces, the two seniors going at each other and getting the call against each other in this first of the 2-game series. And a fun addition that has been in now the second year we've had that, Tim, of the home and home back-to-back days that they're playing.
Make a series out of it. Make it more baseball-like. I mean, it's kind of nice to have that, like you said, back-to-back games and the opportunity to play that home and away and really to give each, school an opportunity to rebound after maybe the game before or really to set a precedent going forward for them in the season and make a statement by getting a 2-game sweeps, over the 2 days. So it's a nice change of scheduling, and I think it's a welcome change from everybody across the board.
Well, especially because it means you have to develop a full pitching staff too, which just makes a huge difference. The big issue is when you have a weather season like you've had this year.
Yes.
Very, very difficult to deal with as we get ready for first pitch here between Rochester and Union. This is our LGKG pregame show. Your insurance company not always on your side, but the law office of Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly, and George are. You can visit them online at lgkg.com for your free consultation. Keeping promises for over 80 years as the two teams meet at home plate, excuse me. There is no home field for these two teams today. Union will be the home team. Neshannock, the home team in the 2 games that they played earlier. Yes, this is the 3rd game played on the turf today, and Coach Q finds a way to get it done. Coach Quilera here, who's not only that, now he's serving as our DJ for game number 3 because he doesn't want to go home.
Yeah, why go home when there's baseball to be played?
Absolutely. A doubleheader sweep in their section games over Aliquippa. Those games originally scheduled to be at 4:30 and then 6:30. And in this game, tentatively for 7:30, we expect it to be closer to 8 and about a half hour behind schedule of that because, well, Aliquippa was a half hour behind schedule in arriving at the ballpark. So, these teams, Rochester and Union, they had to sit around for a little bit. They got some swings in the cages while that second game was finishing up. These two teams, I'm talking to both of their coaches, both Coach Sanders of the Scotties and Coach Verico of Rochester, they're just happy to be able to get games in. Neither team, they've said, has had a full practice on their field because the fields are just in that rough shape. Yeah. And when you finally have a good day and the field is ready, you got to play a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's baseball. This especially at the high school level with the weather involved, it's just a wild card. Sometimes you have a wonderful spring where you get enough sunshine or at least non-wet days to play. And other days it just rains all the time and the timing's always in the middle of the afternoon, really washing out the opportunity to play. So you got to take advantage of it. This is a great opportunity to play on this field. You can play all night long. And you have the multiple games like they had today, so it's a huge, huge thing for the area to be able to schedule games like this throughout the evening. Starting early after around 4 o'clock for the first game, and here you're in game number 3.
Yeah, and exactly. Shout out to both these coaching staffs to make sure this is able to happen, and shout out to Neshannock's coaching staff and the administration there to make sure that this is a possibility. And everybody's going to take advantage of the turf. I asked Coach Quilera of Neshannock yesterday how many phone calls has he gotten asking to use the turf today. He said, "My phone is on Do Not Disturb." Enough said right there.
Yep.
And with that, you see the Union Scotties making their way out onto the field. We'll get their defensive alignment here in a moment, but let's take a look at the starting 9 for the Rochester Rams. Leading off will be senior center fielder J.D. Azulay. Fellow senior Sal Laurie, the second baseman, will hit second. Shortstop Parker Lyons, a junior, will hit third. Senior pitcher Ethan Blair in the cleanup spot. His battery mate Connor Martin will hit fifth, also a senior, followed by freshman third baseman Logan Lyons. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Caden Jacobs. He's a senior, hitting for first baseman Austin Hewitt. Left fielder Jordan Schinke hits 8th, and Dom DeLuca, another junior, hits 9th. He's in right field. Agile, Laurie Lyons, Blair Martin, Logan Lyons, Jacobs, Schinke, and DeLuca in the starting 9, and Hewitt playing at first base. With the quick math there, a very senior-laden team. I have 5 seniors, 4 juniors, and 1 freshman in that starting lineup. So a lot of upperclassmen here for a very talented Rochester team. A lot of experience out there.
Yeah, and that's obviously with the talent that this team has and has developed over the last 4 years. You're going to see that being displayed, and of course the Union Scotties, they got some talent too to show.
Let's look at the Scotties defensively on our LGKG defensive alignment, a law firm of A.B. Rady's attorneys and super lawyers. Give them a call at 724-201-1576. The outfield from left to right, Dane Jonke, Mark Stanley, and Rocco Galmarini. On the left side of the infield, Grayson Blakely at third, Anthony Roper at short, Brennan Porter at second base, Shane Roper, the first baseman, Nick Vitale behind the dish for fellow senior Tyler Staub. Out on the bump, the right-hander will be firing off the all-turf mound, all-turf infield, as it was returfed about 3 years ago now, right? 3 years ago here at Neshannock High School. Just in time for the pandemic back in 2020. Staub winds and delivers first pitch in there, and it's going to be fisted to the right side, taking on a couple of hops by the second baseman Porter on the first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Time of the first pitch at 8:30 exactly.
You got to love that. Just a simple 2-3 and get the first out of the ball game.
Retires Agile. Normally don't see that, though, very often, a leadoff batter swinging away that quickly, but in there.
Well, when you're throwing strikes, you're going to force batters to swing. And a leadoff hitter sometimes looks for that first fastball or first zone of a ball and is excited to swing the bat.
So now Sal Laurie will step into the batter's box. Tails in just off the plate for ball 1. Mr. Presner behind the dish. Mr. Craycraft, the base umpire for tonight's game. So originally scheduled 7:30, only 1 hour behind. That's not bad. This one up and in, got the forearm of Laurie. So the first base runner of the game comes by way of the hit batsman.
Yeah, just simple scenario. Just the ball got away from him, went right towards his shoulder, and he just kind of dipped right into it and take his base. So runner at first, 1 out.
Did exactly what he was supposed to do, too. Shoulder up. Make sure you're not going to take something extra up and in. And that brings shortstop Parker Lyons to the dish. High kick from Staub. This one well high. Goes all the way to the backstop, and it is a deep backstop of about 65 feet behind home plate, so a long way for Vitale to go. Sal Laurie thought about taking 2 bases, but will be satisfied with 1 on the wild pitch.
Well, there's back-to-back tough pitches there for Tyler Staub. He got the hit the batter, and then the next one's the wild pitch. So runner at second in scoring position here for Lions.
Staub will come set. Good breaking ball there, and actually may have crossed up Vitale. Didn't look like he was expecting a fastball, but that'll be a passed ball, and on back-to-back pitches, Laurie able to get from first to third.
3 pitches in a row that just kind of went haywire here for Staubs, but they get the strike on that one at least. But the pass ball by the catcher puts the runner at third base, less than 2 outs. So anything in the dirt, anything on the ground can score a runner.
And with that, we'll have an early Ponch's Insurance trip to the mound, I think, just to try to confirm what's going on. Pitching coach out there will have a quick discussion.
Maybe it's looking at the lights, maybe not seeing the sign properly. Just something they're not maybe used to seeing, playing here versus your normal field.
And Union did get a chance to play here just this past week against Neshannock, though that was an afternoon game, a Mercy Rule victory for Neshannock. So that's 3 Mercy Rule wins in a row, actually, for the Lancers. Of course, Coach Q's listening in. He says that's 4. I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I'll believe you, Coach Q. They have another doubleheader coming up this weekend, does Neshannock. Big fun excitement on Saturday. Some fun stuff there. Hopefully we'll have a chance to talk about. 1-1 the count. Good breaking ball in there again. Back-to-back breaking balls. That one right over the heart of the plate. 1-2 now the count to Lions.
Yeah, I'm just watching Staub working the right side of the rubber there.
1-2 chopped foul. It'll remain a 1-2 count. And think about a turf mound. It's very difficult to get used to. A lot of pitchers, especially at this age, are used to falling into a hole or falling off to the side to make sure they avoid a hole. Don't have to deal with that when you're on the pellets.
Yeah, it's a little different feel. I mean, obviously you just got to get, I think these kids can get used to it pretty quick, and it's not the first time they've really played on this. So
1-2, and that one gets past Vitale. So
there's the fourth pitch that allowed this runner to score. Gets the hit by the pitch, went to second on a wild pitch, third on a pass ball, and another pass ball brings in the first run of the game.
So Laurie hit batsman, wild pitch to second, pass ball to third.
I'm not sure if it's pass ball or wild pitch. That was a low pitch. It might have been before home plate. Kind of tough to see from our angle.
Well, I'm going to go with the Union coaching staff. They've put it in as a passed ball.
Okay, that's what I originally thought.
2-2 fisted over the pitcher's mound, and settling under it is Porter for the second out of the inning. 1 run on the board for the Rams, and now pitcher Ethan Blair will come to the plate. Cool, cloudy night and with some sprinkles actually as the last Neshannock-Aliquippa game of the day finished up. Staub's perch in there for strike one.
I always wonder about pitchers facing pitchers at any level when that happens. I mean, my always thought is just kind of keep them busted inside, make them uncomfortable because that's their pitching hand that they're going to be protecting, swinging.
Breaking ball there gets Blair out in front. 0-2 now the count. Yeah, you don't get to see it, though, in the majors anymore, Tim.
No, we don't, which is okay. Basically, the National League was the last league in baseball not to use the DH. Now it's here.
Down and in, 1-2 now the count. You know, before you said that, I was going to say, can you tell that he's an Indians fan? With the American League flavor there?
Well, you know, it's funny. It's been around so long that it's just part of baseball to me. But honestly, you look at it at the high school level, the college level, every level, even in the minor leagues, it's always there.
First strikeout of the game retires Blair swinging, but damage done. A run scored without a hit. A couple of pass balls and a wild pitch. No one left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Rochester 1, Union coming up to bat. And let's take a look now at the Union batting order. Leading off will be the pitcher Tyler Staub. Batting second, the right fielder Rocco Galmarini. Second baseman Brennan Porter will hit third. He's a junior. Following him in the cleanup spot is the catcher Nick Vitale. Junior center fielder Mark Stanley will hit fifth. Sophomore Mike Gunn, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. He's hitting for left fielder Dane Jonke. Sophomore Anthony Roper bats seventh. Shane Roper, a senior, hits eighth. And Grayson Blakely, the third baseman, will hit in the 9-hole. So Staub, Galmarini, Porter, Vitale, Stanley, Gunn, Roper, Anthony, then Shane, then Blakely to round out the batting 9 for Union. Jonke in the lineup as a sophomore in left field. Take a look as you see Ethan Blair warming up there on the bump. The outfield from left to right, Jordan Schinke, J.D. Azulay, and Dom DeLuca. Left side of the infield, Logan Lyons at third, Parker Lyons at short, Sal Laurie at second base, Austin Hewitt, the first baseman, Connor Martin behind the dish for senior pitcher Ethan Blair on the bump. 52 degrees and cloudy as we begin tonight's game, but always has to be nice when you're the visiting pitcher there, Tim, to be able to go out onto the bump with the team already in the lead.
Oh, it's just should be really a relaxing thing, and just be able to get out there and throw your pitches, make your plays, and give your team a chance to get back to the dugout. I mean, Blair has been through this before, so it's nothing unusual for him. So it's just a matter of him settling in and throwing his pitches in his game here to start tonight's opportunity defensively here for Rochester.
So Staub, pitcher hitting first isn't exactly the most common one either, but when you have a guy like Staub who is as fast as he is.
Yeah, I was going to say an igniter, so you might as well use him in the leadoff position.
And it must be something with those lights here, maybe some shadows, because immediately they go out there and Blair calls for Martin to come out and have a discussion. Might be difficult to see those signs overall.
Yeah, I don't know if they have any finger paint on their nails or anything to help, this time of night. You don't necessarily, a field you don't play every day on. It is a little different, especially at 8:30 at night versus maybe, 7 p.m. when you still have some daylight out there.
Staub, a .286 hitter a year ago. Watches the first pitch in there for strike one. Senior who actually played in the Pony League World Series a few years back for the Youngstown team. This one in the pellets, evens the count at 1-1, and that's when their Tim, also a difference with the turf.
Yes.
Can't say in the dirt.
No, can't say in the dirt. Still say it in the dirt. Can't help it. Just a baseball terminology I'll never get rid of.
Once you do 4 or 5 games up here, then it changes as this one's fouled back to the screen. 1-2, the count here to Staub.
Interesting just watching these two different pitchers start the ball game. Of course, we had Blair in the first half. He's batting now, Staub's batting now. Staub was working on the third base side of the rubber while we got Blair starting on the first base side of the rubber.
These two teams will play in the second game tomorrow, at least it's scheduled to be as of now. Coach Veracruz said that the field is ready to go, but then again, we are expected to have some light showers overnight. Hopefully we can get game 2 going. 2-2 now the count. This one down low goes back to the screen. Count runs full to Staub, the leadoff batter, here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, you see, I think the catchers are having trouble picking up the ball, as it's coming out of the hands of the pitchers, because we've seen a lot of that even in the previous game where some of the catchers just had trouble, making the normal catch.
You can even just see the shadows that these lights give as you get from our camera out there in center field. Staub lifts this one back, foul and out of play. Count remains full.
Yeah, nice at bat here. Just spoiling some pitches, staying alive, looking for something you could drive.
How nice it is just to have Staub back after missing the entirety of basketball season after suffering the gruesome leg injury in the football season. But he swings through this pitch and strikes out for the first K of the game for Ethan Blair, and that'll bring sophomore Rocco Galmarini. But to complete the Staub thought, late in the season, the quarterback with a broken ankle ends up having, I believe he had a rod even inserted into the ankle. Would have been a great addition for the Scotties basketball team. Probably would have been a starter, if not sixth man, on that team that made it all the way to the Peterson Event Center. So imagine what they could have done with another guy like him. But good to have Staub back, at least for his top sport of baseball here to finish his senior year.
Well, that's important. If this is what he loves to play, this is the most important thing. At least he has this opportunity.
That one's fouled off, and that'll be a goner into the backyards of the Dark Woods. 1-1 to count now to sophomore Rocco Galmarini. Galmarini, who only had 5 plate appearances last year as a freshman. Talk about getting your work done in the offseason. Goes straight to the number 2 spot. Good breaking ball there on the back door. 1-2 the count.
Beautiful pitch. It caught him, Galmarini, leaning, and it just kind of froze him.
Galmarini takes a look at Coach Sanders down the third baseline. Steps back in for the 1-2. Called strike 3. Froze him again. This time on the fastball. Catches the black.
Yeah.
2 up, 2 down.
Gotta love that pitching inside and outside. Was working inside the last 2 pitches, and then it goes back outside on strike 3. Really set him up nicely there.
So 2 down. Here comes Brennan Porter, the second baseman. That one up and in, misses him for ball one. A .421 hitter on the season as a sophomore, now a junior, is Brennan Porter. As Blair delivers, another one that tails inside. Good action on the fastball here we've seen so far from senior Ethan Blair.
Yeah, exactly it. He has good tail, good life on it, as they like to say. He has late movement on his pitches.
Down 2-0 now. Took a little off of that one, too.
I was just going to say, brought it in like a changeup there and just put it over the plate to get it into the strike zone.
It's becoming a lot more common, the off-speed pitch on a 2-0, not allowing a power hitter to unload on a fastball. The 2-1 up and in, barely misses Porter. Now back to 3-1 to count.
Yeah, he's working really inside to here to Porter on these at bat. It's going to be interesting to see what he does here on a 3-1 pitch.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And that one misses upstairs. So the 2-out walk. Both teams able to get base runners on the free pass.
You know, I'm a big believer in the fastball changeup type pitching at all levels. I just believe that is the easiest thing to teach. And anytime you can really change speeds on a hitter, you can keep them off balance. And then if you add in some of the other breaking balls that you have, you don't need like 6-7 pitches, and a lot of kids try to do that today. In my opinion, if you can throw a fastball and throw it accurately for strikes, and then use a changeup or even a slight curve, slurve type thing, you're going to be very successful. You really only need 2 pitches at this level, in my eyes.
Well, the third pitch there in the curveball for strike one. And I've been waiting a long time to say this too. Jake's brother, Nick. 0-1 fastball right down Broadway. Now 0-2 to Nick Vitale, who caught the no-hitter from big brother Jake last year in the championship game. But now down 0-2 is Vitale, who hit .467 a year ago. Runner going on the 0-2, swung on and missed on the breaking ball.
So strike out to the side.
A walk in there as well, but 3 Ks in the inning by Ethan Blair. We've played one here at Neshannock High School. Rochester leading Union 1-0 here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years. For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
It already has been a good night here if you're a Neshannock fan with a pair of wins, and now hosting this Section 1 clash between Rochester and Union. Both teams getting a free pass in the first inning, Tim, but it's Rochester that takes advantage thanks to a couple of pass balls and a wild pitch. That's why they got the 1-0 advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's about throwing strikes and converting, and you got to give credit to Rochester taking advantage of some wildness early in the game from Staub, and they were able to get that first run across. And now let's see how Staub maybe kind of settles down here heading into the second inning.
Maybe the biggest difference between Bubba Kirkwood's field here at Neshannock versus Rochester's field behind their high school, or Union's, I think Jim Fee Field? That sounds right, Jim Fee Field. Definitely backstop much larger here. That's, I think, if you combine both Rochester and Union's backstops, you don't get to the distance that you have here at Neshannock.
And that's going to give a chance to get extra bases, meaning if you either have the runner moving or if you don't get it back there quick enough, it's not uncommon to see a quick player make that round around second and maybe challenge a catcher to make a throw accurately to third.
Connor Martins, Logan Lyons, and Caden Jacobs, the three due up here in the top of the second inning for Rochester. 1-0 pitch, tails away, hit his spot, but off the plate. 2-0 now the count. And funny you should mention that because we actually saw that in the Neshannock game. A player walked and got all the way to second base and then ended up stealing third on a wild pitch and didn't stop, went all the way home before anybody was able to get to a ball. Fastball catches the outside corner. 2-1 now the count to Martin. It's all about being aware of it and expecting that sort of thing can happen, though.
Yeah, and just smart base running. If you're really paying attention and you know what you're doing and you learn the fundamentals of base running, you can really take advantage of picking up extra bases.
2-1 again, paints the black on the outside corner. 2-2 now the count to the catcher, Connor Martin.
Open stance here. Lead foot out towards first base.
And everything's been on the outside half. This one misses away. The count runs full to the lefty. Left-handed hitting, right-handed throwing. Connor Martin, just like his counterpart on the hill right now. Staub, a right-handed thrower, but bats out of the left-handed box. Full count to the leadoff guy in the top of the second inning. Right down Broadway for strike three. Froze him. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Staub, and a big one to start this inning.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see is just, really setting up the hitter, and that's exactly what he did. He was able to go in and out and then just right down Broadway. Never even flinched at it and gets the opening K here in the second stanza.
Staub had about a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio and a good sharp 12-6 breaking ball to lead off against freshman Logan Lyons.
Yeah, you can see he's really settled down. He looks like he has his rhythm here in this second inning.
Rochester with a run in the first without a hit. This one down at the knees, a little bit low. Evens the count at 1-1. Mentioned Staub with a couple of strong outings already in the section openers of the two-game series. Breaking ball there, swung on and missed by Lyons as Union defeated Avella in their two games 9-0 and 16-1. And then Western Beaver, actually that was on the same day, those two games 15-0 and 20-1. Those two victories in the doubleheader.
Some runs.
Breaking ball just misses inside, count even at 2-2. Scoring some runs, how about we listen to the Rochester score lines in their section games. Western Beaver victories 15-1 and 21-0. And then Cornell victories 15-0 and 17-0 on the same day.
That's some pitching. You really got to, yes, the hitting is there, but those shutouts are impressive. And here you go, Staub, just setting him up right here. Back-to-back Ks to start here the second inning.
And on the fastball as well, Tim. I think that's telling right there as he gets back-to-back strikeouts looking on the fastball both times.
Oh, that's just good pitching. Again, you're using your off-speed pitches to set someone up, and then you go with the gas. Always, the fastball sets up everything. It truly does. Even though a lot of pitchers pitch backwards today, where they don't necessarily start with the fastball and set it up. I don't think Staub is that type of pitcher. I haven't seen him enough to say that, but my point is you're going to live with the fastball. You have to have the fastball working for you in this game.
0-1 as he brought the heat on the first pitch. That one tailed away. Evens the count at 1-1 to the designated hitter, Caden Jacobs, one of the 5 seniors in this starting lineup.
That's one thing about the fastball. Sometimes it takes an off-speed pitch or two just to kind of get the arm action going. And once you get your slot going, you just, repeat it time after time.
This breaking ball curves around the plate. Staub wanted that one, but...
Yeah, that was just off the plate. I could see why, his reaction was because you didn't get the hitter to swing and you made a really good pitch. You're not going to get every call, but you want that pitch there.
Fastball basically the same spot, but because it's a fastball, does catch the black. 2-2 now to count to Jacobs with 2 down, top of the second inning.
See if he comes inside here.
Yeah, everything's been away so far to the lefties. Winds and delivers.
Stays outside.
And down low, count will run full. Staub only threw 13 pitches in the first inning, but he's gone full count, 2-2, and full count to the 3 batters he's faced here in the second. Remember, 100-pitch limit in the regular season in PIAA play. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And now Staub strikes out the side in order, all virtue of the backwards K. 4 straight retired by the strikeout, and we'll head to the bottom of the second inning with Union trailing Rochester 1-0 on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Coming now to the bottom of the second inning, Union will have their 5, 6, 7 hitters due up: Stanley, Gunn, and Anthony Roper. How about the pitching performances that we've seen? 4 strikeouts in 2 innings so far for Tyler Staub, and on the other side, Ethan Blair coming back to the mound after he struck out the side in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, a lot of Ks on the scoreboard early going, and we'll see how the lineups react now. I mean, obviously not everyone has a chance to see them, but they've watched the first inning, and now how do you handle it? You know, what is your strategy getting to the plate? And we'll see how Stanley right here handles it in the first opportunity here in the second inning for Union.
Left-handed hitting Mark Stanley playing center field, and you can see actually just the sloppiness. I mean, a great part, as this one's down in the pellets for ball 1, the great part about having a turf is that you know you're going to have a true bounce in the infield. The issue, even with games being postponed here at Neshannock, has been the fact that the outfield is just completely saturated. And you can even see some dirt marks out in center field where the players have been standing over the last 5 hours.
Yeah, and then you're going to get that with the natural field, and obviously just moisture. I mean, a field can only take so much, and it just takes time for it to dry out. And we just haven't had those back-to-back type days. Nice hit there.
This
in
one
the hole.
poked just out of the reach of the diving second baseman Sal Laurie. Actually gets by DeLuca in right field for a moment, but he is able to track it down. A leadoff single to right field, the first hit of the game, delivered by Mark Stanley.
Yeah, he found the hole right between second and first, being the left-hand hitter, and just served it right through in a few bounces, and gets that leadoff hit, and we'll see how this inning develops here.
And now we're going to have a very fun scenario. Is Mike Gunn in there for his first at-bat of the season. Sophomore last year as a freshman was the number 3 hitter all season long. As a freshman, impressive enough. As a freshman on a WPIAL championship team, even more impressive. But right before the season started, had to have a operation on the right arm. As he watches the first pitch breaking ball for strike 1, and basically rendered him immobile for about 6 weeks, going through rehab. He's been cleared to play. Coach Stanley says his swing is still probably only at maybe 60, 70%, but even at that, that's still better than many others, most others, I should say, probably, in all of Class A baseball as he checks his swing on that one. Count even at 1-1.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously just getting back into the swing of thing. It may take him, you know, a few at-bats to really calm down and be ready, but again, you're talking about a player who wants to be on the field, and this is something, you know, I'm sure he's been excited about getting to.
Runner goes on the 1-1. It's lifted towards right field. Coming in
drop
on is DeLuca. That will fall in for a base hit. Stanley was off with the pitch. He had to stop and wait and see if it would fall, but it finds the Bermuda Triangle, and welcome back, Mike Gunn. Hey, it looks like a line drive in the book. He'll take it for a base hit.
Yeah, you know, the old saying, hit them where they ain't, and that's what that one was. There's a little pop-up ball behind first base between first and second. just basically into the outfield grass, and time the outfielder came in, and the second base and first baseman tried to get there. The ball was going to hit the ground. Gravity won on that one.
So now it'll bring first of the Roper brothers. Younger brother Anthony will hit first. 2 on, nobody out, and you wonder if you'll see him square. He does square early and gets the bunt down right back to the pitcher. He'll take the easy play at first base. Sacrifice 1-4 for the out. Job done by Anthony Roper.
Yeah, it's just fundamentals there. Knowing what to do with the ball. He came in, he squared perfectly, put the ball down, going down to the first base side, forcing the pitcher to pick it up and make a nice easy throw over to the second baseman covering for the out.
What a great younger brother that is to now set the table for big brother Shane, the senior, hitting 8th, with 2 guys in scoring position now. Blair will step off and ask to see the sign again from his classmate Connor Martin. Now Roper will ask for time. I meant to go back and look at the archives between the Roper brothers. Can't remember if they did play against each other in the esports tournament that we were able to put on with the Lawrence County SportsNet. They were both involved in that tournament. We'll talk more about that throughout the course of it, but I don't know if they played against each other, but I do know younger brother advanced further in the tournament. The 1-0 pitch to Shane in the pellets again. Good block behind the dish by Martin. 2-0 now the count. Third baseman Grayson Blakely, the 9-hitter, awaits in the on-deck circle.
Now let's pay attention to Blair here as he's pitching from the stretch and just see how accurate he is and see if maybe some of his pitches maybe not have the same velocity, and maybe you can catch up to something and get something into the gap here if you're Union.
Again, had to step off as he was having trouble seeing the sign. Now delivers, and it's upstairs. So 3-0 now the count to Shane Roper. Open base at first, so you can be a little bit conservative.
You can be. I mean, obviously you don't want to put runners on, but, it won't hurt you if it does happen here.
And the 3-0 pitch, he swings and misses. It gets through the glove of the catcher. Throw back to the plate, and it's going to get away, but Gunn waiting for it, and he decides to now retreat, but now a run scoring for Union, their first run of the game, and it comes by way of the pass ball.
Yeah, again, we've seen that a lot here. I don't know if it's just from the lights from the outfield positioning for these catchers, but a lot of them have trouble adjusting to the ball's height at times, either in the pellets or up high.
3-1 now the count, and this one's grounded foul down the third base line. So good job coming back by Ethan Blair to get a pair of strikes against Roper. The count will be full, but we're tied at 1.
Well, those back-to-back hits, a little blooper that fell in, and then the seeing eye single to lead it off here by Stanley comes back to give Union an opportunity to have a big inning here.
Now Gunn stands just 90 feet away from being the go-ahead run for Union. Payoff pitch to Roper and hit him.
Oh.
So that puts runners on the corners. 9-hitter Grayson Blakely will step to the plate. 1 down. I thought we had Coach coming out for Rochester, but he's just calling out the defense with the first and third scenarios. And you always have to be ready to see what kind of plays will be put on. And Coach Stanley has his team always well prepared. Coach Stanley, I'm still in basketball season. Coach Sanders.
I heard you say that earlier, but I wasn't sure if he was doing double duty.
Well, in my defense, he was for a time the baseball coach at Union as well, was Mark Stanley. And we do have Mark Stanley out on the field as well, and young Mark.
In center field.
Squaring the bunt as Blakely gets it back. Safety squeeze, but Gunn ends up holding at third base, and that's going to lead to Blakely reaching base. So we'll call that a sacrifice and reach on a fielder's choice, right?
I would just give it a bunt base hit.
Bunt base hit?
I mean, you give them both, actually. If
sacrifice
you really want, and a base hit. I mean, you can't take the belief that he would be thrown out at first. So I would give him actually the sacrifice as a bonus and give him the base hit on the bunt.
That's what Game Changer goes with. We'll go with it as well. So a bunt single for Blakely. Bases full of Scotties. Top of the order up. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Staub.
Now, if you're Blair here, this is where you really got to dig deep, get yourself under control, because you have made some really nice pitches this inning. They got a couple flares that fall in. They got a bunt base hit. Now you just got to settle down and make your throws here out of the stretch.
And it's upstairs again, and you're right. Since that leadoff single, he has had some control issues. So just, again, maybe a subtle difference of wind up the stretch is already tough enough, but if you're not used to doing it on the turf, that can end up playing tough too. So now 2-0 the count. Upstairs now 3-0.
One thing we've noticed is this control has not been the same. I'll be honest, with the bases loaded, go back to your windup. There's no reason not to.
You got fast guys you want to try to keep a double play intact, and that's what going the stretch can do. But at this point, you're right. If you're that wild,
well, just be comfortable. Right now, outs matter. And with bases loaded, there's nowhere to put them, so you might as well go back to your windup and be comfortable, and try to throw strikes. If you're uncomfortable in the stretch, then no, stay in it. Go back to your windup here. That would be my first thing I would tell him.
He looked a lot more comfortable on that 3-0 pitch in their first strike. 3-1 now, and
yeah, he took a little off. That's a little change up there on the outside. It worked out nice. A little tail to it.
Stop taking all the way. Unlikely here on the 3-1. It's lifted back foul and out of play. You can see just a little bit out in front of that one, and the count will now run full. So good job from Blair to fight back again. Had to do it against Roper and now against Staub from 3-0 to full count. Gunn the runner at third. Roper at second. That's Shane Roper. Blakely at first. The payoff pitch to Staub. Foul back to the screen. We'll do it again.
Yeah, Staub doing a nice job here. Getting the count out to 3-2 here and just really fouling off, spoiling some pitches, and making Blair really work for this out.
He extended the count in the first at bat, too. And that one, Blair won the battle. Will it be the same scenario the second time around? Payoff pitch, misses upstairs.
Yep.
RBI, base on balls, will give Union the 2-1 lead. So an RBI the easy way.
Well, he had to work for it. He had to get that count out. And once, he led in the count the whole way, but he kept fouling off some pitches, getting him to a situation where he was able to work that walk.
Galmarini, another left-handed hitter, lifts this one foul towards the batting cages. Coach Sanders giving the orders down at third base. It's Jason Burks, 09 graduate of Union, son of athletic director Bob Burks here at Neshannock. He's got the duties over at first. Blair breaking ball, misses downstairs. Good job to check the swing by Galmarini.
Yeah, he wanted that pitch. I've actually, from our vantage point, we can't really see the height of the pitch, but it looked like it was right in the area. Must have been just a little low.
And that's the one thing it's tough to tell up here. You're exactly right, is how high the pitch is. 1-1 breaking ball. This one in there for strike 2. 325 down the lines here at Neshannock. 350 in the power alleys. 375 to dead center field. It's a poke to get it out of here at Bubba Kirkwood Field. 1-2 the count. Swung on, foul tipped and caught for strike 3. Base is still full of Scotties, but now a big strikeout, second out of the inning, will bring up Brennan Porter. For Ethan Blair, that's huge.
Oh, that was what he needed there with the bases loaded. Now back against a righty. We'll see if he is able to get this first pitch over for a strike here.
It's a breaking ball, and it is in there for strike 1.
If you're Porter here, you just want to make contact. Make them make a play on the field. See, when you got the bases loaded with 2 outs, you're just looking to make contact because anything can happen. A ground ball might get through. A little fister may go over the pitcher's head, and they make a nice
what
catch.
A great play by Blair to make that catch. Behind the pitcher's mound, comes down off of the bump and makes the catch to end the inning. Bases left loaded, but damage done. 2 runs scored on 3 hits. There were also a walk and a hit batsman, but the bases left loaded. Union with a 2-1 advantage over Rochester. We'll be back in a moment. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss
their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Through 2 innings of play, Union with 2 runs on 3 hits. They've left 4 on base. For Rochester, they got 1 run without a hit, and they've not left a runner on the bags. 2-1 Union leads as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Here on the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP, I'm James Dotson, alongside Tim Continenza, who's going to take you through the middle 3 innings.
Thank you, James. That's Staub on the mound, taking his warm-up pitches, and we'll have Hewitt, Shrinky, and DeLuca coming up in the lineup here for Rochester.
Pitch count through the first 2 innings, and this is where Game Changer is so nice. Only 30 pitches thrown, so 15 per inning, about where you want to be. That's where Tyler Staub is. 46 thrown in the first 2 innings for Ethan Blair on the other side. Again, remember, the count is once you get over 100, you're done for the day. And there's different levels along the way for how many days of rest you need to have, but 100 is the limit for a single game.
Here comes Stop. The righty throws and swing and a miss. Gets ahead of the hitter, 0-1. Stop gets in, looks at the sign. Gets the okay from the ump behind home plate. And going to be a little inside. I'll leave it up the count at 1-1 here.
8 batters faced, and Staub has done what he does best, work ahead. 6 first pitch strikes thrown in those games, or in those at-bats so far.
And right there down the middle, swinging a miss, and now he up 1 ball, 2 strikes here. I think it's Shrine at
Shinky, yep.
Yeah, Shrinky.
Yep, Shinky, DeLuca, and Agile do up.
And here's the swing, and a little grounder out front. It's going to be foul ball, actually. It's going to hit the, I believe, the catcher behind the plate, and then bounce forward.
I think before that, he hit Shinky, the batter himself, in the batter's box.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, either way, it is a dead ball, and Coach Brian Verico, many, many years. He's been coaching. He began as an assistant coach at Rochester since 1997.
Here's the pitch from Staub. And get fouled back here by Shrinky.
And he gladly stays in the dugout. Michael Mabin, the third base coach. Brad Verico, 1994 graduate, is coaching at first base.
So Staub looks in. Wheels and deals. Ground ball deep in the hole at short. It's going to go off his glove, and it'll be a base hit there. And a leadoff hit here for Rochester.
Yeah, first hit of the game. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, Roper didn't field it cleanly, but he would have had to have done a perfect backhand slide and almost Derek Jeter style play.
That was a slow ground ball into the hole at short. It would have took a heck of a throw to get him there. It's just one of those scenarios where you're not going to, in my opinion, it would be, I mean, you would need a gun and a half for that one. Not saying he doesn't have it, but
it would have taken a perfect play.
Yeah, it really would have. So Stop. Now we'll go from, he'll throw over to first.
It was a bang play. Sliding back in there safely was Shinky.
So Shinky takes his lead off at first. Staub will be in the stretch, working from the third base side of the rubber, and they squared a bunt, and it's going to be fouled back.
Yeah, Staub, a quick pickoff move. You know, sometimes you see the pitcher go with the B move first, you know, just kind of lull a base runner to sleep, but no, he went and brought the Academy Award-winning move immediately.
Yeah, that was a great move. Here's another, just keeping him. He never even came off the bag, but obviously he wants to keep him close.
As a base runner, you got to be ready, and I'll tell you what, if you're Shane Roper, you better be ready and paying attention.
That's a nice leadoff first, too. Here's his pitch, and another pop-up foul on the bunt attempt. Well, I should probably take the bunt away here now with 2 strikes.
No, but you never know. I mean,
I know. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible, and you know.
At the high school level, anything is possible. But
and it's all about.
It is difficult to even bunt though with the aluminum bats.
Yes, it really is. I mean, even the bunt that we saw laid down was such a hard hit bunt. You thought maybe there was a chance could have been done in the last half inning. Could have been a chance for a play otherwise in first base.
Here's the pitch. It's going to be a wild pitch back to this backstop. And Schinke will move up to second base.
Now, Vitale has had his workouts here today. Hopefully it wasn't leg day yesterday because he's having to get up out of his crouch behind the plate, or a couple have flown over the head. Speaking of which, look who just walked in. Nick's brother, Jake.
Runner at second. Here's the pitch. And a swing, and it's going to be a miss. Catcher will drop it, throw to first for the out, and record the strikeout at first.
Well, I mean, textbook. If you're a young catcher, go back and watch what just happened on that play. A ball in the dirt. He keeps it in front of him, keeps his composure, gets the mask out of there. He chucked it halfway to the dugout to get it away from where he would be. Looks at the runner, knows he has enough time to fire it down to first base to get the runner. Everything textbook, well done by Vitale on that one.
And more importantly, he looked at the runner at second base
yes,
back.
Absolutely.
Staub's pitch. High.
Even that one looked like that might have been a cross-up between Staub and Vitale.
Yeah, and Vitale's going to go out and talk to him right now and try to make sure everything is organized and they're on the same page. Looks like, yeah, I got it. Go back there. I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, sometimes it's that simple.
It looked like he may have.
He might have been trying to make adjustments to the outfield and just trying to get their attention.
Doing that, or just maybe even giving some time, because it looked like Staub may have come down a little awkwardly on that delivery, too.
So runner takes his lead at second base. Staub looks there. From the windup, throws, high pitch, strike. Challenged him with the fastball up high, and he went for it.
Now, Agile saw him swinging on the first pitch as the leadoff hitter again. Not your typical leadoff hitter fashion. You can just tell aggressive, loves to swing the bat, but ended up helping out on that one.
So Agile with a runner at second base. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. Takes his lead at second base. Looks. Here comes the pitch. Got him again on the inside. Swing and a miss.
And that time
Agile goes down on strikes.
And that time able to hang on to the breaking ball was Vitale to secure the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks after you get a runner in the scoring position. That's now 6 on the evening for Tyler Staub. Sal Laurie has the only run of the game. And he'll ask for time, because that's a chance to remind you that coming up in the middle of the third inning here, between the top and bottom of the innings, we'll have our Melee Minute, where we'll take a look at some of the happenings in the WPIAL and Lawrence County softball realms. Guess that means I need to make sure I have that information all up and running for us.
I was going to say, don't rely that on me, because I don't know nothing.
Oh, you know plenty.
Here comes the pitch from Staub. It's going to be inside. Shrinky takes his lead at second. Here's the pitch. High again. 2-2. So Staub looks in. 2-2 pitch. Outside. Oh. 1-2 pitch. Excuse me. Now 2-2.
And the scoreboard working here right now at Neshannock. I got it at a 2-1 count.
Inside. I was trying to read the umpire. Yeah, it is a 1 there. Okay, he is.
So
yep.
3-1 now the count.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. President. 3-1 the count to Laurie.
So Sal digs in at home plate. Here we go. Runner takes his lead at second. And a little chopper going to be foul third base side. And we'll do it again. 3-2.
Yeah, a little check swing there from Laurie, and
string strung out.
And you got another pitch upcoming.
All right, here we go. Staub looks in. Checks the runner at second base. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back again. We'll do it one more time, 3-2. Laurie doing a nice job staying alive here.
Exactly, and if nothing else, you're driving up the pitch count. You're making the opposition work, and, you know, again, when that rule changed about 6-7 years ago, going to the pitch count, it used to be it was just about tiring out a pitcher if they were trying to go 120, 130, or God forbid even longer. But this gets you close to that 100 pitch limit a lot quicker.
Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called.
Beautiful breaking ball there to retire Laurie, and that's now 7 batters that have been retired in a row that have been retired on strikeouts.
So we 2-1 lead here for Union as we change half innings, and it's now time for your Melee Minute.
Yeah, Melee Chiropractic, thanks for all they do, keeping you in the game. We keep you in the game in terms of what's going on in the world of Lawrence County softball. We'll start with the Union Scotties, 8-1. Their only loss coming 8-7 against Elwood City. We'll talk about the fun of that one, what that game was. But their last 3 games, they've won 21-0, 15-0, and 17-1 in their last 3 contests. Have the Scotties. They're the defending WPIAL runner-ups. In Class 2A, Neshannock, how about their victory over the 3-time defending WPIAL champion Laurel? Neshannock now at 3-0 after that 6-1 victory over the Laurel Spartans. They're at 5-1. Mohawk at 4-2 overall. Shenango also in that Section 4 of Class 2A. They have a 1-4 mark. By the way, that Neshannock Mohawk game through 4 innings, the game we had last week before it was in a rain delay. We hope we can get the conclusion of that one when it is official. As we move up the classifications into Class 3A in WPIAL, defending champion Elwood City 5-0 now on the year. And the 8 runs that they scored against Union, that's the fewest they've scored on the year. 12, 15, 17, and 21 in their other games on the season. Still atop of the Section 2 ranks. They're the WPIAL runner-ups as well. Class 4A for the Newcastle Lady Canes, another tough one today. They're now at 2-3 going into today, but lost to the one of the top teams in Beaver in their game here earlier today. And up in District 10, out to start for Wilmington, a freshman on the hill, a couple freshmen in the field. Big start, still undefeated are the Lady Greyhounds in that one. Hopefully you get a chance to go and see them in the next coming weeks. There's your Melee Minute, Melee Chiropractic. Give them a call. Visit them online, MeleeChiropractic.com. That's MAHLE chiropractic.com, keeping you in the game.
Go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and it's Vital, Stanley, and Gundu up here for the Scotties. And the first pitch there for a strike. Ethan Parker getting ahead of the hitter.
Yeah, good job to see Blair come right back.
Blair?
Yeah, Blair coming right back after a inning where he threw 27 pitches, gets right back in there and throws a first pitch strike.
And goes a little far inside, evens up the count at 1-1. Blair gave up 2 runs last inning. Pitches from the first base side of the rubber. A little pop-up and right behind him. And back-to-back little pop-up catches there by Blair for the end last inning and start this inning.
And you know what? Those look easy.
They're not.
They're not. And how much PFP do you get on those little bloopers there, Nick's brother Jake? You get them all on the grounders. How much do you get practice with the bloopers? Every day, he says. How about that?
How about that, yeah.
How about that? That was not the answer I was ready for.
Mark Stanley from the left side gets into the batter's box. Takes a strike down the middle.
He led off last inning with a base hit. He and Gunn, who's in the on-deck circle, had those back-to-back hits to really kickstart that inning. If a leadoff batter gets on base, 80% of the time they score in a high school game.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Al grooving now. 9 out of the 14 batters faced have been first pitch strikes.
Blair rocks and throws. Ground ball up the middle. Is fielded by the shortstop. Throw across. They're going to get the out. Nice 6-3 out.
Yeah, great play from basically on the second base side. Parker Lyons, beautiful, beautiful play, showing the range. And, you know, a lot of times on the turf, too, that ball takes on the second hop, kind of skips forward. Really tough to get that sort of range to make the play. But he gets there, gets the body turned, and gets to throw to first base in time for the out.
Really planted his feet nicely on the move to make that throw. So Blair, swing and a miss. Up again, a first pitch strike, 0-1. As Mike Gunn at the plate here for the Scotties, the DH here tonight, batting for Jonke.
And hoping to see Gunn, a .455 hitter a year ago, get back in the field soon enough as well, as this one's fouled out towards the elementary school, but still expecting a couple or 3 weeks before that could be possible. He was the starting center fielder all last year, but again, after the off-season arm work, getting him back into the swing of things, quite literally.
Literally, exactly. Here comes the 0-2 pitch outside. Makes 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And I know he said earlier, you know, Coach Sanders said it's not, 100% swing yet. Watching him swing, it doesn't need to be 100%. If that's a 60% swing, you're not going to find a much more pure 60% swing out of anybody in high school baseball. I can tell you that.
And here comes Blair's pitch, and on the outside corner for the strike. And there it is, another call, strike 3 here. 2 of them in the inning.
5th strikeout.
Excuse me.
Yeah, one the other way. 5th strikeout of the game now for Ethan Blair, and retires the Scotties in order.
All right, let's go to, we've played 3 here in the Shannock.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
As we head to the 4th inning here, Tyler Staub still on the bump here for the Union Scotties. As a little Major League Baseball update here, James. Shohei Ohtani, perfect through 5 innings.
Well, how about that? Well, there's your reason not to have the DH, but
now for him, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
He plays no matter what.
Exactly.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
I mean, I it's Parker Lyons who's leading off the inning here, 3-4-5 due for Rochester. I mean, I can see it both ways. DH when you're not pitching, or hey, that means that when he is, I don't need a DH. I could do that every day.
The thing is, he gets to play 2 positions, DH and pitcher tonight, so not too bad.
I won't talk about the fantasy aspects of that.
You know what? I got a really heartbreaking story about that.
Oh boy.
Here's the pitch, and it's another foul ball. We'll stay 0-2 here.
I've been in a couple leagues where you have to draft. In one league, I have him drafted twice. Once as the position player, once as the pitcher. It's crazy how you've had to basically change all ideas because of one player.
Yeah, it really is. And a high pitch, and it goes back to this backstop. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strike coming up here.
You know, if Nick Vitale was at least as tall as his brother, he'd probably be able to catch some of those.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Inside, even up the count at 2-2.
Staub has such a sharp bite to that breaking ball late in the pitch as well. Very difficult for a batter to get a hold on.
Exactly.
And just as tough for a catcher, and he knows what's coming.
Yeah, that's where just experience behind the plate and then working with the pitcher matters. Here's the there it is, strike 3. Lyons goes down.
But then when you have that hard hook of a breaking ball, and then you can bring it back with the gas in the upper 70s, low 80s, I mean, that's absolutely clutch. And there's that backwards pitching.
Right.
I mean, I was lucky to top 75, but I could blow it by guys because of that. When you have the arm that Staub has, it's lights out.
So Staub rocks and pitches, throws inside, ball 1.
By the way, 8 strikeouts now for Tyler Staub as Ethan Blair, his pitching counterpart, comes to the plate.
So my little fantasy story is I was playing in a keepers league for the last 4 years. And when you play in a keeper league, sometimes you make decisions as a strike on how to keep players and where to keep them. And sometimes when they get injured, or you just try to get, to develop a key lineup. Well, we were able to keep 4 in this league. And I would have had Shohei Ohtani, Jose Ramirez. There's another strike. Shane Bieber and Vlad Guerrero.
Oh, young Vlad.
Yeah, junior. Here's this pitch. Fouled off again, out of play. We'll do it again. And so I'm getting all ready for, I already had my selections done at the end of last season. I wasn't even worried about it.
Let me guess, they said no more keepers?
Yeah.
You know what?
And here's the worst thing. 3 of my first 4 players went in the first 7 picks, and I had number 8.
So you couldn't even get any one of them.
I ended up back with Shane Bieber in the 2nd round. But it's a heartbreak story.
Another one fouled back.
I kept Ohtani through his injuries the last 2 years because I know the value of what he would have been in fantasy. Another foul ball back. Oh, well.
Staub now up to 62 pitches thrown here in this one.
Grinds it out here. Here we go. Throw outside. Looked like he may have gripped the ball a little too hard on that one.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about finding the release point there, Tim.
It is. You want to maybe get a little extra on it, and you just kind of hold on a little too long. Microseconds, but it makes a difference. And ground ball right up the middle. Fielded it short. Throw across. They're going to get it.
Oh, and that ball takes a bounce off of the side of the mound. It's a little bit helpful for Anthony Roper, the shortstop, to be able to get to the ball in terms of his lateral movement. But if he's not charging as he's getting to that, he's not going to be able to throw out Ethan Blair on that one, because the ball off of the hill like that slowed down the velocity of the baseball as well. So good play all around by the sophomore shortstop.
So Connor Martin at the plate.
You know what, though, Tim? That story sounds a little bit familiar. I need to ask, is Mark Means in that same league?
You know, unfortunately, he's the commissioner of that league. A little bitterness on my side, huh? There's a strike.
Yeah, well, he has a very similar story that the players that he was hoping to keep were not going to be able to be kept. So I'm not sure if it was a league vote or what.
Well, it was a Weiner's vote. Here's another.
And that one's down low.
Down low, exactly. Excuse me there.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ring him up there for a second.
It is tough to tell the height difference up here, but you're right. You know, you don't plan ahead, so let's change the rule for you.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a strike on the outside. A little caught the batter a little off guard there.
Oh, Martin.
And Martin, a little check swing.
Yeah, left-handed hitted catcher again. And Coach Verrico is going to come out and confirm whether it was on the swing or whether it was on the pitch. And at this point, it doesn't matter. You can't ask for an appeal if the home plate umpire, even if he did say it was on a swing, because
there's no one at third base.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
You can still appeal, but if home plate umpire says you swung, you swung. That can't be changed.
No, that's true. And there's a pitch outside. He'll even up the count. Yeah. I believe at 2-2.
Good action on that fastball, too, but it tails away from the lefty. And tell you what, every lefty that we've seen so far, Staub has done a great job of working on the outside corner, and you're just waiting for that one time, though, that he brings one on the inside to really try to freeze up one of these lefty hitters.
Rocks and throws. Gets the strikeout. So 1-2-3 here with 2 Ks.
9 now in the game for Staub. Impressive stuff here from the senior on the bump.
2-1 lead here for Union. We'll be back. You're watching lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
And welcome back here to Neshannock as Union leads Rochester 2-1 here as we are in the 4th inning. Is Jonky, Roper, and Roper due up here for the Union Scotties here in the bottom of the 4th inning. On the mound still is Ethan Blair for Rochester. Both these two teams 4-0 in section play. The Scotties 4-2 overall. The Rams 5-1 overall. Blair works from the first base side of the mound. Looks in for the sign and rocks and pitches. Gonna be just inside on that breaking ball. It'll be 1-0.
7, 8, 9 hitters. Anthony Roper, Shane Roper, Grayson Blakely here due up for the Scotties. And something said from the Rochester dugout that was not taken nicely by the umpire.
Here's the pitch, and there it is for the strike.
Now, the way these teams hit.
Inside off the glove.
We talked about it in the pregame and in the early goings of this game. The number of runs per game well into double digits for both of these teams, but You know, you alluded to it though, Tim. There were
the aces here.
A lot of goose eggs and a lot of runs allowed in each of those games as well for both Rochester and Union. So far, it's the pitching that's been in control.
And 2 inside pitches again here by Blair. Makes the count 3-1.
And actually not a single run batted in. All right? Or no, a base-loaded walk. So
yeah. Nothing with the bat.
No true batted in run.
Yep, there's a strike. No.
Full count now.
Bring it out, yep. Bring out the string, 3-2.
I can't wait to take off this microphone and chow down on the hot dog that was just delivered up here.
Foul back, and we'll do it again here at 3-2. We are in the 4th inning, 2-1.
And if you're
Union leading.
If you're looking, yes, that says NHS baseball, not Rochester, not Union. Glad to be at Neshannock to be able to get this game in play today.
Going to go outside, ball 4, so they get the leadoff walk here with Anthony Roper.
Yep, just downstairs.
Let's see if they try to manufacture a run here to add on. Or will they allow the 8th batter here, or excuse me, the 9th batter and Bakley to okay, it is Roper. Oh, Roper, Bakley. Okay.
Like I just said, Roper.
Yeah, exactly. That's what made me look down at the scorecard and see, okay, it's the next one up.
Well, that's what I'm going to say when Shane finally graduates. Hey, I thought I just got rid of a Roper in my class.
Exactly. Here's the pitch, and little... he drops the ball. Now he'll go over to first, and they'll tag him out. Runner is going to round second, and Roper, and he will go back to second as we did get the bunt down by Shane Roper.
And doing the exact right thing was Ethan Blair. The call comes out from the catcher who has the best signal of it, saying 2-2 because it was a hard bunt, kind of like we saw on Anthony Roper's bunt back in the 2nd inning. He goes, tries to make the play at the lead runner, bobbles it, knows he has plenty of time, regathers, and fires at the first base. The issue was the first baseman, was trying to get back where the second baseman was covering. Ends up having to make a tag in the process to get that out. But in the end, just fundamentally good pitching PFP yet again, this time by Rochester.
They're going to try a pickoff play at second base. And he gets back, and Anthony Roper gets back with the slide. A little trickery after the end, trying to show the ball possibly getting past the shortstop.
I wondered if you saw that.
So Roper takes his lead. He'll head back to second base.
Yeah, again, the old inside move, first to throw it, and that second time just another way to step off the rubber.
Here's the pitch, and it's outside. So Roper at second base. He got a leadoff walk, moved to second on the sac bunt. Bakley at the plate. And it goes outside off the glove. Roper takes the third base and safe.
And the throw was just a little bit up the line. Logan Lyons had to kind of extend for it. Ball definitely got there before the runner and Anthony Roper got there. But the reason why he's safe is because the tag could never be executed because he had to reach so far just to catch it. Had to make sure he secured the ball first before he could even put the tag on him.
I'm not sure if they called that a wild pitch or a pass ball.
I got it as a pass ball.
That's what I was thinking because it went off the glove of the catcher.
And you know what? I mean, it didn't get very far away from Martin, but just enough, and it's all about the instinct of the young Roper to get to third base when he sees it kick away just enough.
So runner at third, one out. Here's the pitch. And it's going to get through the catcher, and Roper's going to trot in for the third run of the game here for the Union Scotties.
And there it is, yet again, a run scored because of base running, because of getting the extra base. First on the sacrifice, then getting the third base when a ball scoots away just enough. That way, when one gets fully back to the backstop, it's an easy 90 feet for Anthony Roper.
It's amazing how many pitches we've seen catchers tonight have trouble really fielding, and I don't think it's defensively as much as maybe they're just having trouble picking up the ball here tonight. We've seen in the previous game with Neshannock earlier, a lot of balls get by. We've seen some here tonight, between Union and Rochester. Here's the pitch. Again, it gets by, and the runner will go to first on the walk.
And as a catcher here, too, you can't get off your laurels, because if you take your time going back and getting that back at the backstop,
exactly,
now you have potentially not just a 122-foot throw down to second base, make it almost 180 feet, and you're talking a 60-yard bomb to be able to get somebody if they wanted to try to go home to second base on a walk, which, again, we've seen plenty of times here just tonight.
Well, second walk of the inning here for Ethan Blair. So we might be seeing him getting a little tired here in this ball game. And another pitch, and this one's going to be down low. Ball one.
Face Tyler Staub, top of the order, strikeout and a walk in his 2 at-bats, but the only RBI of the game came on that walk.
Runner takes his lead at first. And there's a strike down the middle for strike one, even the count at 1-1. So Bakley will take the lead at first. Blair looks in for the sign from the stretch. Inside, ball 2.
So 2-1 now the count. As Blakely was able to turn it over. How about that? 9-hitter on base twice today. Good stuff from your 9-hitter.
Yeah, you want to turn over that lineup every chance you get. Here goes the runner, and it's going to be in the dirt, or actually in the pellets, as you like to say. And they'll get the stolen base.
And now a chance, again, with a runner in scoring position. Staub already with 1 red zone RBI on the day. Can he get another?
So a stolen base by Bakley. He takes his lead at second. Here's the pitch. Foul straight back. Staub was right on that one, just tipped it.
And you can see just a little bit out in front. The front shoulder opens just enough. That's why it's off the end of the bat instead of barreled up. And if he does barrel one up, that one's probably in that right center gap.
So Bakley takes his lead at second. Blair checks on the runner. Here comes the pitch. A little flare going out into the outfield. And it's going to hit. It's going to fall down, and it's going to be a RBI double here for Staub out in left field. I don't know if he got lost in the lights a little bit, but it looked like it was a catchable ball. He just never really was able to track it, and it fell down right down the left field line.
And that's one that if it's played 2 weeks from now, that's one that Jordan Schinke probably can get to, but just a little bit messy out in the outfield, just enough that you're not at your full speed. You spin the tires a little bit, and that just ends up being enough to buy enough time that ball falls in. But Tyler Staub with the red zone RBI, and Union puts another crooked number on the board. 4-1 they now lead.
Second RBI of the game there, I believe.
That is correct. RBI walk in the second, now the RBI double. That's the first extra base hit of the game, too.
Yes.
For either team.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was, like you mentioned, hard hit. It was just perfectly placed down the left field line. And you take advantage of it, and you get the easy run.
But, Tim, there's the difference, though. And, again, something that young players I don't think see enough. You think you have to crush it every time. If he does the same swing that he fouled back on the previous pitch, he probably misses that one completely.
Yeah.
He stayed back. He got the barrel on it. Yeah, it wasn't the hardest hit ball, but he went with the pitch on the outer half and drove it in that direction, and that's why he gets an RBI to his credit.
Gallimini at the plate. And pitch inside. It's going to hit him. And he'll take his base. Runner will return back to second base. So runners at first and second. And Blair's kind of falling apart here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, right after the Pontius Insurance trip to the mound there, too, for Coach Verico. This breaking ball just gets on the knee. And that brings up Brennan Porter. 0 for 1 on the day for him.
That's the second player that got him he has hit tonight.
Yeah, so 3 walks, 2 hit batsmen. That's a few too many free passes, now at 77 pitches as well.
So Blair looks in with runners at first and second. And he'll step off and force the runner back to second base.
Yeah, as there was
Staub.
No one was covering, and Staub was basically having some extra fun out there.
Ground ball into short. They're going to go second. They get the one. Relay is going to be no good as it's going to be dropped. It's So fielder choice will get one runner, and it'll put runners at the corner as the inning continues here for Union.
Man, I was going to say, what quick hands from Parker Lyons to get the ball and then get it to second base, but then just as quick, Sal Laurie on the transfer to get it to first. His throw, though, just a little bit low. Hewitt unable to pick it to complete the double play.
Yeah, and you know what? Making that turn at second is so difficult, and when you get that, you have to make the catch, get your foot on the bag, and make that turn. He made really an accurate throw. It was just a little low, and nothing difficult, or I should say that can't be handled by a first baseman, but it's not the easiest play.
We have a courtesy runner for the pitcher now, by the way, at third base. That's Andrew Gettings running at third for the pitcher with 2 down.
So runners at the corners. Blair from the stretch. Outside, gets behind the catcher. He'll score another run here for Union as the runners advance. Now runner at second base, and a Staub will score.
Yep, Staub gets technically credit for it, but it is Gettings, the courtesy runner.
That's true.
As soon as he gets out there, perfect timing to go and run 90 feet right back to the dugout.
Yeah. Did his job.
That he did.
So Nick Vitale at the plate. So Blair stays in the stretch. 1-1's the count. Runner at second base. Checks on the runner. From the stretch and outside on that breaking ball. 2-1.
Vitale with a strikeout and a pop out in his 2 plate appearances. You know he's looking to make amends.
Here's the pitch up high, 3-1.
Yeah, breaking ball there. It just didn't come back down into the zone. You can see some frustration. Blair's not missing by much on some of these, but the walks and those.
Might be a little fatigue in this inning.
Yep.
So checks on the runner at second base. Blair will step off.
Already an hour and 20 minutes into this late night contest.
Here's the pitch. And they're going to get it on the outside corner for a strike. So Vitale thought it was going to be a little outside and get a free pass.
He has a little chuckle with, and as a catcher, he wants to make sure that everything's good with that too, because
he wants that call.
I'm not trying to show you up. I legit thought, and you can say like, thought it was a fastball, didn't see it breaking back down. Yep. Definitely a strike, no doubt about it.
So Vitale digs in at home plate. That's too high, and there's the free pass.
That's what he thought he had on a previous pitch.
That's all right.
That's the 3rd free pass of the inning, plus a hit batsman. That's the huge part of it right there of what can happen when you don't throw strikes, when you don't work ahead in batters. And for the most part, both these pitchers have been really good with that here tonight. But this inning especially, Blair's just had a little bit of the control issues.
So the lefty, Mark Stanley, comes into the plate. Runners at second and first here for Union as this inning continues.
Didn't see who that was who went in as the courtesy runner. We'll get that here in a second.
Here's the pitch up high. Ball 1. Ethan Blair has had a strikeout in every inning except this 4th inning here.
It's Maddox Thompson who's running there at first base.
Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 5-1 Union leads. Big inning here for the Scotties. Runners at second and first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch. Makes it 2 balls, 1 strike.
Mark Stanley, like his father, Big Mark, 3-sport athlete.
The center fielder. Here's the pitch. Outside, makes it 3-1, excuse me.
And talking to Coach Sanders, said probably right now their number 3 pitcher could be your 2-2B type pitcher, but the issue is that he doesn't pick up a baseball really from August until February because he's playing all the other sports.
Swing and a miss makes it 3-2.
Which is completely fine. That's exactly what you expect with
a three-sport
player. But
you can't, you won't have a basketball in your hand until basketball season, and it just goes around in circles. There's nothing you can do there. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets his K to end the inning. But a big inning here for the Scotties as they score 3 times and now lead 5-1 as you're watching LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Union with 2 runs in the second and now 3 runs into the 4th. And again, most of the runs have been scored on the pass ball, wild pitch. Tyler Stabno with now 2 RBIs, and now on the bump, throwing pitch number 70 there, Tim, for strike 1.
Yeah, really important to keep track of the total pitch count as we enter the top of the 5th inning here. Here's the pitch. On the outside, just missing. Evens it up at 1-1.
Lyons, Jacobs, and Schinke, the 6, 7, 8 hitters who are due up here for the Rams.
He rocks and fires. And on the inside corner for the strike.
Again, the 100 pitch limit is what you're looking for here for the starters.
So stop. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. Going to be picked up, throw across. Got it. Nice play again there for the Scotties as Roper handled that ground ball nicely.
Yeah, he did, and he made sure he got it on one of the higher hops. He actually kind of mentioned on the previous one that he charged. That one, he kind of read where the hop would be, and you can do that when you have the true hop off the turf. If you're on a grass infield, completely different story, but you can wait that extra step and make sure that you're getting the right hop to make sure you can get a clean one to throw it over to the bag.
Caden Jacobs at the plate, takes the ball 1. Stop from the windup. Outside, ball 2.
One thing I wanted to ask is, hear signs coming in both ways. I've heard the offensive teams on both sides giving out signals in the very new-fashioned way, as that one's makes it 2-1. Giving out the numbers with the little cheat sheet they all have on the wristbands, the 6-7-1, 4-5-3, whether that means steal, do nothing, fake a steal, whatever.
And that's a little high, and I'll make it 3 balls, 1 strike.
Saw that. We've seen that a lot with the softball the last few years. It's starting to make its way over now into the baseball realm.
Well, if it's easy for players to remember and to communicate, it makes sense.
Yeah, all they got to do is look down at their sheet, find 4-5-1, see it means, hey, they want me to steal, so I'm going to steal.
Get a leadoff walk here for Jacobs. 1 down. Excuse me, yeah.
That'll bring Schinke to the plate. But kind of interesting, though, too, is that you're now hearing that a little bit going on with in terms of the pitching, though, too, is that if you can't see the pitching sign going out there, can you get the wristband going on the pitcher?
I don't know. That sounds a little more difficult to me. There's a throwback. It's going to be fielded there by Roper. A little too tall going back to the pitcher.
Oh, you know what? Nick just said, hey, all those times you made me have to jump up behind the dish. It's only fair I make you work a little bit, too. I mean, I know a pitcher's not allowed to have, the armband sort of thing, but, I mean, if you have, like, a black armband or something like that, I don't know.
It would be difficult in my mind to communicate with the catcher properly.
I mean, look, if the wristband says that 1, 2, 3 is a fastball, and the coach calls 1, 2, 3, both catcher and pitcher look, they see fastball, we know it's coming. That'd be tough to cross up, you would think.
Here's a foul ball straight back, and James was ready for it.
Still waiting. I mean, we joke. I mean, we were pretty well covered here with the awning. We did have one ball that actually hit right off the corner here.
Oh, wow.
And hit straight up. We had one of those probably about 4 years ago now. I remember that one.
Throw over to first. Gets back safely.
Jacobs with the one-out walk. Staub dealing 9 strikeouts through the first 4 1/3 innings now.
Shinky at the plate. Down low. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Sorry, Tim. Yeah, I like the way that that Staub, for the most part, has worked 2 places, down and away.
Mm-hmm.
And, for the most part, you're not going to get hurt too much down there.
No, and that's exactly what you want to do as a pitcher. You want to find your spot and just hammer it home and let the umpire see that pitch over and over again and know where, anticipating where it could be, and it's going to be, in the zone for a strike. You don't want to be over, in, and up and a high and really make the umpire work for the strike zone and try to figure out exactly what you're doing. Here's a ground ball into the hole, short. Nice stop there by Roper. Throw to second base for the out. Wow. Beautiful play there by Anthony Roper coming through there for Union.
We definitely have a nominee right there for sure for our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. We saw an opportunity earlier on an infield single actually hit by Shinky earlier in the game that he had to do that same play, but it's a shorter throw. And give a credit to Brennan Porter because he knows at that point there's no way in the world you're turning 2. He becomes a first baseman. He comes across the bag, stretches, and makes an easier play for Anthony Roper.
Outside, throw down to first, and he'll get back safely. Sliding in head first, back to the bag on the throw down from the catcher.
Now, always keep an eye when you're sliding on turf, watching for those overslides, because it's very, very possible, especially when we had just that little bit of drizzle right before game time.
Another throw first, gets by first baseman, and they'll pick up and run down to second and advance that extra base here on the error.
First error of the game for either team, and heads up and a shout out to Rocco Galmarini, the right fielder, coming in and taking care of business because, again, a lot of room in foul territory here means that you could have very easily been going first to third on that one if you were Shinky.
Yep. Error on the pitcher. Here's the pitch, and it's right down Broadway for a strike. So stop. From the stretch with a runner at second base. Right up the gut, and it's going to go right past the pitcher and a diving second baseman. It's going to bring the run home from second base on that solid base hit as Rochester gets back on the scoreboard here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, about a RBI from the 9 spot for Dom DeLuca to score Shinky from second base. But again, there's 2 reasons why that run scores. The walk puts a runner on base. Yes, Jacobs is retired on the fielder's choice. But then Shinky on base, basically replacing him. Error on an errant pickoff gets you to second base. Now you're just 1 hit away, and it's a red zone RBI for Dom DeLuca.
Here's down low, ball 1. So that's exactly what the Rams needed to answer after that last inning, giving up 3 runs to get one back here. Outside on the corner for a strike.
with that, too, you've also now turned the order over, and you have your leadoff hitter coming to the plate. Agile 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout.
Here's the pitch on the 1-1. Down low, 2-1 now to Agile.
Staub couldn't believe that one. We've seen a couple down at the knees on both sides that just have been just out of the zone.
Low. So Staub checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. That's a strike.
Now both pitchers getting up in that count, though. 91 pitches for Staub. Rochester right at the same side with Ethan Blair. He was at 90 at the end of the last inning.
And here's the pitch. And it's going to get by the catcher, but the runner will stay at first. Didn't think he had an opportunity to advance as that skipped down the third base line.
You could see DeLuca. He was kind of he
couldn't
was
make up his
bouncing.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah, took the secondary like he was supposed to. Couldn't see it. Took the extra secondary. He just never could track where the ball was and how far away it got from Vitale. And in the end, if you're unsure, you do exactly what happened there. You stay where you are because now a full count, you know you're going to be off and running with the pitch anyway.
And he'll take his lead at first.
Yeah, if you're Rochester, you'd love to see him at second base right now. But at the same time, if you're not sure, that's exactly what you should do.
Yep.
Stay put.
Here's the pitch. Ground ball right into the hole as they are covering second base on the movement. And that opened up the hole on the second base side. Goes into the outfield for the base hit. And now they have runners at first and second.
And Porter kind of gives them my bad. I don't think he realized it was a full count. I mean, at that point, too, full count, the defense needs to stay put. Because basically, you vacated that hole, and Agile, the great hitter that he is just able to put bat on ball like you're trained to do, and it just goes right into the correct spot. So the inning continues.
The Rams have a chance for a big inning here. Runners at second and first. Here's a strike. As you mentioned now, with this pitch count at 100, is it 100 guaranteed absolute, or is it
you can
to
finish
the end?
You can finish the batter.
Okay.
And technically, it's that for any of the other cutoffs. So once you hit 25 pitches, you can finish that batter, but 25 is the limit to be able to pitch the next day. You can get up to 50 pitches before you'd have to take an extra 2 days off, and then 75 pitches means 3 days off. And then once you hit 100, you have to be done for that day.
As we're getting closer and closer to that magic number here.
I believe that right there, number 95 officially.
Runners take their leads at second and first. And foul straight back.
Hits off one of the poles and flies almost into the Rochester dugout. Now, when that's was my tracker updates. Now at 97 after that foul ball. So, number of batters winding down now here for Tyler Staub to face.
2-2 pitch. Runners take their leads. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout to end the inning and end his night on the mound. 5-2 Union leads. You're listening to LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
And as we get to the bottom half of the 5th inning with Union leading Rochester now 5-2.
Due up will be Gunn, Roper, and Roper. And where's the love? I guess we had to show a little love to our DJ, John Colero. I don't know why. I don't know why we would give Coach Q any love for his work here, but I mean, doing the yeoman's duties. Coaches his team to a pair of wins in section play.
Man of multiple talents.
Oh, let's not get carried away here now. No,
hey, he was even slinging hot dogs. Hey, come on, give him credit.
Hey, you want to talk about multiple talents? Tim, I mean, we got an extra headset. He ran some color for us in one of the football games earlier in the year.
I'm kind of shocked. No, not surprised at all.
No, absolutely. Love having him, and
foul back on that pitch.
Hope to get another chance to get his Lancers on the air here coming up in the next few weeks as well. They have a tough stretch in the final weeks of the season.
Well, Flair's going to find the gap, and that's going to split the two outfielders, and we're going to get a double to lead off this inning here.
Welcome back,
for Mike Gunn.
Welcome back, and again, a great piece of hitting because he's not trying to pull it, not trying to crush it, goes with the pitch, stays inside the baseball, and uses, again, a 60% swing is what Coach Sanders called it right now, is all he has. And again, if that's 60%, that means 100%.
100% it's out of here.
Yeah, 100%
it's against the flagpole.
Out in the parking lot, right. But a leadoff double. He's now 2 for 3 in his first game back. And I actually joked early with Coach Sanders. He was a 3-hitter last year. I said, where do you got him in the order? 7? He said, nah, I gave him 6.
High pitch. It's a wild pitch. And Gunn will move to third on the play. Riles it, and he'll come back.
So now Roper, it's a sacrifice bunt and a walk to his credit today, as that one went upstairs for the ball. It's you'll see. I mean, all he has to do now is get a ground ball to the right side, and surprising, you don't see the infield up on the fake grass. And now they finally do get Laurie and Lyons up in the infield.
And here's a strike, and now bring up Anthony Roper here. See what he can do with runner at third. Swing and a miss. He had sights on that one.
Yeah, it was a
1 and 2.
A little hefty cut.
So Roper made some nice play at short here tonight. It's a fister down to second base. This should score the run. They throw home, and they're going to cut him off at home. Nice play here by the Rams as Laurie cuts him down at the plate. But a nice play. I thought for sure that was going to score the run when he got the ground ball to second.
Yeah, it looked like Gunn may have spun the tires a little bit as he went down there. And know, too, that one of the big things with the arm is that he wasn't sure about sliding head first, and even that looked a little awkward as he went into the plate. Not sure whether to try to go head first or feet first into the plate, but a great play by Laurie to keep this at a 3-run game.
So, I'll bring up Shane Roper.
That's the first official at bat of the game for Anthony Roper, and Shane has no official at bats either. How about that? Roper's through their first 4 plate appearances.
Yeah.
A sack and a walk for Anthony, and a hit batsman and a sack for Shane. How about that?
Runner takes his lead in Roper, and we get a pop up by the other Roper, just short, and they'll squeeze it and get that out.
And after all this, now Ethan Blair just one batter away from getting out of a jam with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, huge run cut down there by Laurie.
And
really.
Grayson Blakely now to the plate. On base twice is the 9-hitter.
Here's the pitch. And that is going to the inside corner for a strike.
And that was pitch number 99, so that means that no matter what, this will be the last batter to be faced by Ethan Blair. I guess unless he picks off Anthony on this next play.
That's a possibility. Huh?
And he stepped off, too.
Roper takes his lead at first.
And it is a big one.
Yeah. And they're going to look over, and he'll sweep back.
And I mean, we said that on the other end, Staub is done. He's officially not. He's at 98, so he could technically face one batter in the top of the 6th inning. You can start a batter and go over 100. Just once you hit 100, you cannot go any more batters. So Blair now with that pitch number 100, that will be his last here will be against Blakely.
Here's the pitch, and on the outside corner for a strike. Roper takes his lead at first. Blair's pitch, fouled straight back here.
Count will remain at 1-2 here to Blakely. Again, bunt single in his first at bat, walked and scored in the fourth.
Blakely, open stance, runner goes, swing and a miss, and now end the inning. As we have played 5 here in Neshannock as Union leads Rochester 5-2. You're watching LCSportsNet.com, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
And we're back here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. We'll get into the top of the 6th inning. Thank you, Mr. Tim Continenza, taking us through those middle 3.
Enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Glad to get you into the baseball realm.
I love the baseball.
When did you say the last time you were doing baseball broadcasting-wise? I mean, obviously watching those.
I think it was about 4 years ago last time I did a game.
It's been around.
It might have been 4 or 5 years ago now. It was a state championship game over in Ohio.
Now we're going to have to get you with your colleague Mark Means here for one of these games coming up. We have a busy week upcoming, actually, for the Lawrence County SportsNet.
It'll be kind of a reunion of my football partner this past year.
It'll be a lot of fun, for sure. Let's get you I think I got you guys scheduled possibly to go up north next week. So we'll take a look at that and stay tuned. Plenty going on.
Sounds like a plan.
That's first pitch thrown in from Staub. And taking the first pitch was Parker Lyons. 3-4-5 due up. Now 1-1 to count. And this will be the last batter thrown by or faced by Tyler Staub here today, as he has now eclipsed the 100 pitch limit on the evening. This breaking ball misses outside. 2-1 to count. And
here's good news for him. No matter what happens to this batter, he will. He can't lose tonight's game.
he will not be the.
He'll be only on the winning side of the ledger if that happens.
That one catches the inside corner, count even at 2-2 to Lions. Lions 0-2 on the day, and he's one of the 10 strikeout victims on the evening as well.
You wonder why his pitch count is where it's at.
This one drilled to deep left field. Jonke giving chase, turning, tries for the over-the-shoulder catch, and he's not going to get it. Lions with the stand-up double, and that'll be the last batter faced from Staub, and out with a bang as Parker Lyons got all of that one.
Yep, and there comes for the pitching change.
Our Pontius Insurance pitching change, just like the teams will go to their bullpen, get the words from the coach, discuss what they need to do with their at-bats. Well, guess what? That's what you get at Pontius Insurance as well. Pointing the attention to the things you own so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com.
Logan Lyons is going to come in as the pitcher. Has he changed his gloves? No, wrong, sorry. Shane Roper, excuse me, wrong 21.
Shane Roper, and here's where this becomes interesting because if you are expecting to play tomorrow, and Shane Roper was the potential starter, not knowing if that's what it was, we've seen both Roper and Mark Stanley working the as the number 2 pitcher. Roper's done more of the starting duties, though. So that means, though, if he throws more than 25 pitches in this game, he would be ineligible to pitch in a game tomorrow. Now, with, again, weather potential, could wipe out tomorrow, could push it back to Friday. He could potentially, if he stays under 50, could go back and pitch on Friday. And we'll see the same thing with Rochester when they bring out their number 2, whether that same possible scenario could pop up. So this is kind of the game within the game that ends up.
Yeah, it really changes the strategy of how a manager handles his pitching staff throughout the season and how they have to handle that. Obviously, in a perfect scenario here, you keep them under 25 and maybe just pitch them 1 inning, and then you would have them available, scenario, and bring in a fresh pitcher in the 7th inning. We'll just have to wait and see how it's done. But, I mean, that would be probably what most managers would be thinking, unless they have a guy they really believe they can get 2 innings in and not worry about it, bring him back in the next game.
And it's also very interesting, too, to see how the WPIAL and the state playoffs end up working. The state playoffs have been pretty consistent. You play Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday. So if you pitch on Monday and you stay under that 75 limit, that same pitcher could come back on Thursday. So you got coaches who have to make the decision
when to pull the pitcher. Exactly.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning. You just hit 75 pitches. You're up 4-1. Is that enough? Do you trust your closure so you can get your starter again for Thursday? In the district playoffs, we've seen it like that. We've seen it Monday, Wednesday. We've seen it back-to-back days, which can be very interesting, that you can play one round on Monday and the next round on Tuesday. But now you got the new pitcher in. First pitch in there from Shane Roper, the righty, is in there for a strike. So Staub threw his 5+ innings. He's given up 2 runs, but still responsible for another one. 2 runs, of which only one of them earned. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block by Vitale behind the dish. Evens the count at 1-1. 10 strikeouts, by the way, too, for Tyler Staub.
This is where you got to really just settle down as a player. Switching positions and that, and really you're going from an area where you're kind of wide open in a stance on every play, and now here you are as a pitcher. You got to be compact. You got to be straight. You got to make repeated deliveries. So it's a challenge here.
That one at the knees, first strike, 2-2 the count. As defensively, the other changes, by the way. So Staub went to shortstop. Shortstop Anthony Roper swings over to second base. Second baseman Brennan Porter swings over to first, which is where Roper was. So kind of a little rotation around the infield, literally.
We've seen Anthony Roper make that fine play at short. A couple of them, actually, throughout this game.
He now swings to the other side of the infield. 2-2. Misses high and away. Count will run full to Ethan Blair, who's thrown his last pitch on the other end. 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He had 7 strikeouts. So both pitchers, admirable job on the hill. Payoff pitch. Misses downstairs for ball 4.
Got a great opportunity for a big inning here for the Rams as they get the first 2 players on base with the leadoff double and the follow-up walk.
Now that means you have the tying run coming to the plate, Connor Martin. 0 for 2 on the day. And now, interesting scenario too. You need 3 runs. You have a strong hitter, your 5-hitter at the plate. Do you try to sacrifice over? Do you let your catcher swing away? He is going to square to bunt, and he's going to pop up the bunt down the third base line. Giving chase is Vitale and Blakely, but they're not going to be able to get to it. It will fall harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, that was a tough play. I mean, if you're going to run down that pop-up behind the third base side, I mean, great effort by all involved, but that was just one of those scenarios where just was not enough height underneath that pop-up on that bunt try. But, yeah, this is interesting. I mean, obviously you want to move the runners. You want to put some pressure on the defense to make a play. So I was wondering if they will keep the bunt on or will they let him swing away here?
0-1 to count. No square this time as it misses downstairs. Count even at 1-1.
Just squaring and showing that bunt, and even though it was fouled off, that gets the corner positions to play even with the bag or cut in, trying to think that they may put the bunt back in here on this third pitch.
Swung on and missed on that high offering from Roper. Count now 1-2 to Connor Martin. Logan Lyons, the freshman, sitting in the on-deck circle, also 0 for 2 on the day. I'm just still impressed for these 1A schools, the depth of the bench, number of bodies that are out there. 2-2, called strike 3.
Big pitch there. On the outside corner, little breaking ball, and he was able to freeze the Martin at the plate.
First strikeout for Shane Roper in relief, and it is a big one, as you said, Tim, because any strikeout, huge, but especially to keep runners where they are. Logan Lyons now will come to the plate with 1 down. Tying run at the plate as this one misses in the other batter's box for ball 1.
Right here, you're just looking for maybe a ground ball. You got plays at third, second, or first. You're just looking to record the out if you're the Union Scotties.
Lyons at second, Blair at first. Here is a ground ball, but it'll be a foul ground ball as Vitale well in foul territory, but he throws it down the third just for good measure.
Yeah, take a little practice throw.
I meant to look back up through the Twitter posts from a year ago because they were keeping track was the Union coaching staff, and it was a ridiculous number of like 18 out of 19 attempted stolen bags on him were unsuccessful a year ago. It was a ridiculous number.
I was just going to ask, right now, I wonder if you would send the runners to try to, to move defensive players out of position and just try to get a ground ball and see what would happen. But knowing that you got a catcher here who's had that much success behind the plate, that probably takes that running game out of the equation.
Yeah, very unlikely. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball, right side. Porter off the bag. He's going to go and take it himself. Take the easy out, the sure out. Runners will advance 90 feet each, though, to second and third. 3 unassisted for the putout, but it is the second out of the inning. Now Caden Jacobs will come to the plate, and just to further the thought, though, about the catcher, Nick Vitale, he will be joining his brother Jake at Westminster next year to continue his athletic and academic careers.
Congratulations.
2-2 squaring the bunt there.
Wow,
with
outs.
2 down is Caden Jacobs.
Obviously, just trying to bunt for a base hit there, trying to catch the defense sleeping in the corners.
And
then maybe the coaching staff saying, no, let's not think about that. There's 2 outs here. We need you to swing the bat, young man.
Making sure, hey, did you hear me say 3-5-1? I said 3-4-1. That's a good use of the offensive timeout by Michael Maben. Make sure you are on the same page because right now, if you're the Rams, you're looking to cash in with a couple of red zone RBIs. Jacobs called strike there, evens the count at 1-1. Lyons at third, Blair at second, Jacobs at the plate with Roper on the bump. 1-1 downstairs, 2-1 now the count.
Having a receiver like Roper behind the plate makes a huge, Vitale, behind the plate. It's such a big thing when runners are scoring position because you know that he's going to get to the ball. You're not going to get it behind him where a runner can get an easy score here.
That one misses out, so 3-1 to count. And not to mention just the confidence that you can throw a breaking ball, and if you do grip it too much, it's not going to be an issue.
Right. You're more than willing to go for it here.
3-1 pitch, swung on and missed as Jacobs came out of his shoes on that offering. So the count runs full to the left-handed hitting designated hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
2 outs, my son runners. See what happens.
Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Big strikeout for the Scotties. Shane Roper, his second of the inning, and leaves 2 runners stranded in scoring position. The score remains Union 5, Rochester 2. To the bottom of the 6th we go on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Whether you're hosting a big party, It's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game. The Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
And Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
and we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go,
Scotties!
In the top of the sixth inning, Rochester leadoff double, a walk, but in the next three retired in order. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout. Score remains Union 5, Rochester 2. And that does finish the line on Tyler Staub. 2 runs, 1 of them earned. 10 Ks, a walk and a hit batsman after giving up 4 hits. Ethan Blair, he's done. He's moved over to first base. Caden Jacobs, who began as the DH, now goes to the pitcher's spot. So that means Austin Hewitt's day is done, though he does have a re-entry. And the designated hitter re-entry rule, as our producer Aaron Vigiano got to see firsthand out at Mohawk last week. You can use that rule so effectively if you need to and choose to do so with the re-entry and the DH. But a switch here to get the left-handed throwing Jacobs onto the hill. And first pitch in there for a strike to
Staub.
Yeah, Staub, who's now the shortstop. He's got 2 ribbies on the day for Union. So 1, 2, 3 hitters up, and he swings through this offering. And quickly up 0-2 is Jacobs on Staub. Lefty winds, delivers, and this one's fouled back into the screen. And again, here's the game within the game. Again, if you're Coach Sanders and you're thinking Roper is your starter tomorrow, he's thrown 20 pitches. You know, he got maybe 1, maybe 2 batters in the last inning. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. So coming right in and throwing strikes. How about Jacobs getting the punch out?
That's exactly what we want to do here when you come in relief. Just get in there and throw strikes and make them swing.
So that brings Rocco Galmarini 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Watching the first pitch miss outside for ball 1. But, you know, you also have to have trust that the other pitchers behind can do the job as well if you choose to finish off with Roper. Here's a chopper to the right side. Coming way off the bag is the starting pitcher, Ethan Blair, able to take it himself for the 3 unassisted put out.
Yeah, nice play. Seen the run the whole way. Was able to grab it and just race to the bag in time to get that second out.
2 up, 2 down, and then quick work, Caden Jacobs.
This is exactly what you would want for the Rams.
It's a first pitch swing and a miss for Brennan Porter. Porter 0 for 2. 2, 3, 4 hitters right now for the Scotties. 0 for 7. This one fouled back into the screen, and now quickly 0-2 as we look ahead to the top of the 7th inning, potentially last chance for Rochester. They will have 8-9-1 due up in the order. Jacobs winds, delivers, swung on and missed.
That's a quick inning.
No kidding. 9-pitch inning, of which 8 of them were strikes. Scotties go down in order, and now last chance coming for Rochester in the top of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. Back in a moment. High school baseball on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. So the questions are answered. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it will be a new pitcher coming out. Rocco Galmarini, the sophomore, will come in from right field to go on to the mound. So Shane Roper pitches his 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, a walk, but most importantly, no runs. So it remains a 3-run deficit for the Rams. They have 8-9-1 due up, and the lefty will come to the hill.
Yeah, nice change of look, too, bringing in the southpaw.
Just like Rochester did, right?
Yeah.
So the rest of the changes, Grayson Blakely goes from third base out to the outfield. Looks like Brennan Porter is going to play his 3rd different position of the inning, or of the game, I should say. Started at second, moved to first, now goes to third. Roper still at second, that's Anthony Roper. Staub still at short, and Shane Roper will go back to first base.
Exactly.
So my chart could look a lot worse thanks to the erasable pens.
What would you do with that, though?
No kidding. You know, we haven't had a chance to look at the full standings, so why don't we do that real quick and give a shout-out to our friends at the Crane Room for this scoreboard update. Likely the only game, for as far as we know, played in Section 1 of Class 1A, and what a crazy section that it really is when you have Union, Rochester, and Olsh all at 4-0 in section coming into today's games. Cornell, Western Beaver, and Avella all 0-4.
Yeah.
So the scheduling committee's done a good job of making sure that the big games are going to be played near the end of the season. I think it is the final games in section play between Olsh and Union will be on May 2nd and 3rd, and that will potentially be, depending on how this week shapes up, potentially could be for the championships of Section 1.
Yeah. It goes so fast, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It really has. In a heartbeat. All right, so Galmarini to face Jordan Schinke. The lefty comes right in with a big strike.
Yeah, nice breaking ball to start it off on the inside corner.
Again, just like we saw with Jacobs coming in on the other end. Bring a lefty in, change things up a little bit. And how about this? The closer working from the stretch. Another off-speed offering swung on and missed. And again, you see the closer coming in and throwing strikes.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously working from the stretch for relievers is normal, and it's probably the easiest way to teach, you know, the scenario, so might as well just do it. I'm a big proponent of that.
0-2 lifted foul and out of play. Count will remain 0-2. We didn't get a chance to talk much about the Trib Live rankings, but just looking at what this section is and what we've seen so far, Union ranked number 1, Rochester ranked number 3, Olsh ranked number 4. I mean, you're talking about what you expect to be seeing as the top teams come playoff time.
Exactly, and all from the same, same section.
Another one, good job to throw the bat out there by Schinke to foul this one off. Count will remain 0-2. Schinke, DeLuca, and Azulay due up here in the 9th inning.
Going outside on that pitch. Let's see if he comes back in with the breaking ball here. Maybe a slider down and in here.
Kicks and delivers, and Tim Continenza must be able to read the signs. You got somebody banging a drum out there in center field to give you the signals? Mohawk baseball in the top 5 rankings to the Trib Live High School Sports Network, as is Shenango in Class 2A.
There
Breaking ball called strike 3.
Right in the heart of the plate. Just froze him. Oh.
Rocco Galmarini comes in, and he's a third of the way there.
Yeah.
Tell you what, the team to watch out for in Class 2A is the Laurel team.
We got
still
a pinch hitter
undefeated
here. Number 13?
Nope, that's still DeLuca.
Oh, it's DeLuca. Okay.
Yeah, I had to double check as he was in the on-deck circle. I thought I saw 10 for him.
Yeah, I thought so for a second there. I wasn't sure.
So Galmarini will deliver to the 9-hitter. DeLuca 1 for 2. RBI single in his last at bat. Ball misses downstairs for ball 1. Again, they'll go right back at it tomorrow, weather permitting, at Rochester High School. This one down at the knees, evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, the poise here is really impressive coming in here in the top of the 7th inning like this.
1-1 swung on and missed, strike 2. Need to mention real quick, didn't get a chance to earlier, Jennifer Milne, a teacher at Rochester, all the Rochester baseball players with a helmet decal, as just a couple of weeks ago she tragically lost her life after a 4-year battle with cancer. This one drilled towards right field, and that's going to fall in.
Yes, it will.
No, just foul.
Just
both
foul, yeah.
both umpires right on it, giving the foul call.
And you can see it. The lines on the outfield are kind of tough to read, but you can see the one line that was from the cut of the grass, and it looked like that's on the inside of the foul line, but it's actually on the outside, and it's that's where it landed.
It's a real close game of inches it is, as this one misses inside, evens the count at 2-2. And after the doubleheader victory for Rochester over Cornell, most of the team able to then go and pay their respects. But our thoughts and prayers are with the Jennifer Milne family.
Absolutely.
Dedicating the season with those helmet decals. 2-2 pitch drilled down the left field line, just inside the bag, and it will be a 2-hit day for the 9-hitter, Dom DeLuca.
Well, if you can't get it down the first base side, go to third base side and get the base hit.
5th hit of the game for the Rams, and Dom DeLuca does his job. He
They
gets
needed
on
base
base.
runners, exactly.
And
base runners are what matters when you're trailing 5-2.
And now you've turned the lineup over for J.D. Agile, 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch upstairs for a ball. I like this from the senior catcher going out, talking to his young hurler, saying, hey, relax, throw strikes, let your defense make some plays behind you.
Yeah, Gallarmini coming in and pitching this top of the 7th inning.
Allen upstairs as well, so last 2 pitches not really following through and finishing the pitch there, Tim.
Yeah, well, you know what? I love how Vitale fires the ball back to the pitcher immediately. Keeps them right in the game. Don't get down on that pitch. Get ready for your next one.
Here's the 2-0. Outside corner. Count now 2-1 to Agile. Sal Laurie representing the potential tying run in the on-deck circle. Galmarini checks the runner. High kick and deliver. Swung on and missed. A little action on that one as it broke away from the right-handed batter.
Yeah, on the outside, and it came right in towards the corner. It really forced the batter to swing.
Count even, 2-2, 1 down in the top of the 7th inning. This one lifted foul back into the woods as well.
You got to protect the plate. Azaway's done a nice job there. Understanding that you can't let it go by. Once you get the 2 strikes, you got to be aggressive at the plate.
Baseball is at a premium now.
See if they get aggressive and move the runner here.
Not with a 3-run deficit, you wouldn't think.
I would not. I would do it personally.
Breaking ball outside.
I want to get the pitcher kind of uncomfortable and maybe see him moving and not finish his pitch properly.
Count full now wouldn't surprise me.
No, now it makes a lot of sense, but on that 2-2 pitch, I would have gave it a shot.
Payoff pitch, runner does not go, but he'll get to second base anyway. Tying run's going to come to the plate after the one-out walk drawn by J.D. Aguilé.
Here we go. Now we got a meeting in the mound.
Yeah, Ponch's Insurance chip to the mound there. Coach Jones going to go have a talk with his players, discuss what they need to do, and what they need to do is get an out if you're a Union. You got to force at 3 bases, but you have a strong contingency coming up. Laurie, Lyons, and Blair, the 2-3-4 hitters, upcoming for the Rams with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. And while we have a moment, I guess give a shout out to a rather frigid Dom Summers out there down the third base line.
Yes.
Makes his way back in from school and says, oh, wait, there's a game? Sure, I'll do the game. Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you you're going to be outside in the cold the whole night. And
we forgot to tell you to bring your gloves.
Well, he was smart enough to come up into the booth and warm up in between a couple of the innings, but serve him right for volunteering to come work on his night back from school. No, big thanks to him and to our entire production crew.
They do an amazing job. They truly do.
So back to the action. Tying run at the plate. First pitch fastball misses outside. Laurie scored the first run of the game back in the top of the first inning. It's hit by a pitch. Made his way around the bases on wild pitches and pass balls. Now looking to deliver at the plate. He does deliver. Base hit to left field, and they're going to hold the runner. It'll be bases full of Rams. And now the tying run is on base and the go-ahead run at the plate.
Can't really see if they have anybody warming up. I don't see anybody. So they're going to stay with Gallarmini on the mound.
And he's at 21 pitches. Not that that's a big concern at the moment. Right now, Union trying to get clarification what they're going to do defensively here. Looks like they're going to bring the corner of the infields up. So first and third coming up to make a play at the plate to get the lead runner. Everyone else is going to try to get an out. Parker Lyons, who had the deep double to lead off the 6th. First pitch swing, and he drills another one.
This is playable, though.
Playing deep was Jonke in left field. He'll make the catch, and it sounded hard off the bat, but outmade. Sacrifice F7 as the run does come in for an RBI. But that's a big out. They'll gladly, if you're Union, you'll gladly give up that out.
Yeah, Jonke's been in the field all day long, and designated fielder basically with the DH, and he came up big there. He played it perfectly and never lost the ball in its tracks.
Now 2 down. First pitch misses upstairs to Ethan Blair. 0 for 2 with a walk in his plate appearances, and that's exactly it. Something that I think gets overlooked a lot of times is the play that you can get with exactly that. The designated hitter gets a lot of the accolades. Sometimes that player in the field doesn't even touch the ball.
Yeah.
But when you're called upon, you got to make the play, and he certainly did there.
And you got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit. Perfect positioning in the outfield for the player, and he didn't really have to move much. He just had to track the ball. And you can see it was a hard hit. It was an atom ball, but he was right there.
You still got to track it, and you still got to catch it. 2-0 the count now. This one, ground ball, 2-hopper to the third baseman. Porter will take it himself.
And that'll do it.
5 unassisted will end it, and Union will take the first of the 2-game series. 1 run in the top of the 7th inning, but it won't be enough. Your final score, Union 5, Rochester 3. We'll be back. We'll award our play of the game, our Maida Chiropractic play of the game, and our LCAP player of the game. That's when we return. Tri-County Principal's postgame show up next here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
That was awesome.
high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com.
See ya. It's the Tri-County Principals postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. A 5-3 victory for Union here at Neshannock High School for our victory. For the Scotties, time of the game, 2 hours and 28 minutes. On the evening, the winning pitcher, Tyler Staub, 5 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batsman. He gave up 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Shane Roper gets the hold with an inning of no runs allowed, and Rocco Galmarini will get the save, gives up 1 run on a pair of hits in the 7th inning to cap it off. A 5-3 victory for the Scotties. The losing pitcher will be Ethan Blair of Rochester. In 5 innings, gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits as well. 7 strikeouts, 4 walks for Ethan Blair. Tim, a fun battle for sure between these 2 teams, and it was you love seeing the fight of Rochester. You get the early run, you end up giving up the next 5, but end up tacking another couple on, and you got the tying run on base. The go-ahead run to the plate just ended up running out of at bats.
I thought we saw a good matchup of 2 pitchers who have shown their ability to get outs and dominate a game. I thought Ethan Blair actually played a pretty well game in a losing effort here tonight, and should not be overlooked. I mean, it was 5 runs at 5 innings, but those were, not easy runs that Union got along the way. And he was dominant at times, so I thought he pitched real well. But, Staub was just really on top of his game today. I thought he threw the ball real well inside out. When runners got on base, he was able to make his pitches and get things done and keep his team in the lead. And then at the plate, he did a nice job at the plate too, and it really helped the Scotties in tonight's ball game to come away with this 5-3 win.
Yeah, 2 RBIs at the plate to go along with his 5 innings plus pitched with 10 strikeouts. That's why Tyler Staub is our LCAP player of the game. Congratulations to Tyler Staub. LC SportsNet and the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership proud to honor Tyler Staub of Union with tonight's LCAP player of the game. He will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's player of the game. And you can check out the full list of players of the game going to lcsportsnet.com. Congratulations, Tyler Staub, tonight's LCAP player of the game. LCAP, changing lives. And again, how special is it too for Staub after, again, the tough season that he had. Football season cut short, no basketball season. Comes out, he picks up where he left off. 4 hits, by far the most he's given up. I don't think he's given up 4 total hits all year before tonight's game, but that's how good Rochester is as well. But congratulations, he was very impressive, Tim.
He truly was. It was a great effort here by both teams, but really a terrific effort here by the Scotties to come away with this win. A real rounded effort from 1 through 9, actually 1 through 10 if you count the DH.
Yeah, they got their runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Leadoff single from Mark Stanley. Mike Gunn with a single right after. Anthony Roper with a sacrifice over after a hit batsman loaded the base, after 1 run scored on a pass ball. Then an infield single to load the bases. A bases-loaded walk for Tyler Staub to get the 2nd run in for that inning. That gave Union a 2-1 lead at that point. And then the 4th inning, a leadoff walk for Anthony Roper. He would later score on a pass ball. A walk for Grayson Blakely turned the lineup over. And then Tyler Staub scored him on the RBI double. That big RBI double They really broke the game open at that point. And mentioned Roper there twice, Anthony Roper that is. He's going to get our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. He was on base twice today, but his play at shortstop, Tim, that backhanded stab, well worthy of our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. Maley Chiropractic proud to honor Anthony Roper of Union with tonight's Play of the Game Award. You can see video of that game excuse me, by going to our website at lcsportsnet.com, and it could be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform. Maley Chiropractic keeping you in the game, and that play for sure helped keep the game where it was, because you don't make that play, you got potentially bases loaded in a completely different scenario there, Tim.
Yeah, to go into deep in the hole like he did there, make the stop and throw a perfect strike to second base to get the leader runner there, and had the potential to turn the double play on that play. Was really, set up that inning defensively here for Union, and I thought Anthony did just a terrific job getting to the ball and throwing a strike to second base, and that was really a key moment in this ball game defensively here for the Scotties.
Rochester 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 7 guys on the bag. Union with 5 runs on 5 hits. They had 1 error, and they stranded also 7 runners on the base paths. I think that's what we got on there, and I think that's all she wrote here from Neshannock High School. We'll be back here tomorrow, Tim.
Oh.
Are you around tomorrow?
I'll be available if necessary.
3:45 apparently is the official word that Newcastle will be in their second game of their series, and as long as we get confirmation tonight, we'll be right back here tomorrow. So we're going to leave all the equipment up and running as long as Coach Q says that's cool. Coach Q says it's cool. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do whatever needs to be done. So, but that's the hopeful game plan that we'll have Newcastle baseball on tomorrow. The Union Rochester game 2 down at Rochester scheduled for 4 o'clock as well. We'll try to keep tabs on all of that as well. Thanks again to Dom Summers for freezing his butt off out there. Thanks to Aaron Vigiano, our producer extraordinaire. Thanks to you for watching live or archived at lcsportsnet.com. For the entire LC Sportsnet crew, Tim Continenza, my partner, I'm James Dotson, signing off. Till next time. Now stay tuned for more high school baseball and softball action this spring on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.